The Fast Times of Oscar Pistorius continues. Once again, Amy Robach.
Remember Hilton Botha? The police officer who arrested Oscar Pistorius after a woman claimed he'd assaulted her at his house party in 2009? There were never any charges pressed in that case, but the cop and the Blade Runner would cross paths again on the night of Riva Steenkamp's killing.
And Hilton Botha is a detective at that police station, and he was one of the first people to arrive on the scene.
At last week's bail hearing, Pistorius' lawyer put Botha directly in their crosshairs, taking aim at his competence and character. For starters, they say he botched the crime scene.
He did concede that he made some mistakes.
The lead policeman on the case apparently contaminated the crime scene by not wearing those booties over his shoes. How significant is that?
Crime scenes are everything. Why? There's ballistic evidence, there's blood splatter evidence. It's very significant. You want to preserve the crime scene to make sure you get the best recreation as possible. And if you don't and you contaminate it, it certainly is helpful to the defense.
And on day 3 of the bail hearing, a bombshell revelation. It turns out that same lead investigator had been charged with attempted murder, a charge he denies.
There's an allegation that he was drunk and he was chasing a minivan and he was shooting at it. This is the lead investigator. This is the person you have to trust, you have to buy into. We can't.
Whatever that came up through the media this morning, definitely it was a shock to us as well. And even to us, it was new information.
Botha was promptly removed from the case.
This defense is likely going to have some shades of the O.J. Simpson case to it. Incompetent police officers, officers who are out to get Pistorius because of his fame maybe, certainly sloppiness at the crime scene. These are all arguments we've seen before in an incredibly high-profile case in this country.
What remains is whether Pistorius was indeed under imminent threat that night. How much danger was he in from someone behind a closed door? And why didn't he just flee out the front door? Even if he is not convicted of murder, Pistorius could still face charges for the negligent death of another human being.
Our law is very clear when it comes to using force to protect yourself or somebody that you have an obligation to protect. There has to be an attack. That attack has to be immediate, or it has to have commenced. That attack must be of such a nature that you reasonably believe it is lethal.
So someone behind a locked bathroom door doesn't sound like, to me, adds up to an attack.
It doesn't constitute a legal, lethal attack.
So a law was broken. By his own words, he committed a crime.
By his own version, he is possibly guilty of what we call culpable homicide, the negligent death of another human being.
On the 4th day of the bail hearing, the judge releases Pistorius, now free until the trial.
I come to the conclusion that the accused has made a case to be released on bail.
Yes, we are relieved that the fact that Oscar got bail today. But at the same time, we are in mourning for the death of Riva with her family.
At first blush, it seems like a big win for the defense. But think again.
I don't think the prosecutor actually cared whether Oscar Pistorius got bail or not.
Because now they have a sworn statement by Pistorius of what happened. By drawing out that statement, the prosecution believes they've painted Pistorius into a corner. Now, if any forensic evidence ends up contradicting his story about the legs, the gun, the cricket bat, it could mean a world record-breaking sprint straight into prison.
They have an affidavit, and that affidavit will form part of the court record during the trial. So Oscar Pistorius cannot change his version now. He has to stick to that event.
And it can and obviously will be used in the trial process. So now it gives the state more ammunition.
Meanwhile, the world mourns Riva Steenkamp, who after an untimely death seems larger than life.
We are here today as a family, but there's only one thing missing, it's Riva.
Her spirit flickering on a reality TV show and memorialized by those who loved her.
If you've been lucky enough to ever experience her presence, even when she just walked into a room, you're blessed. I'm going to try my best to speak her voice and to make her proud. I just want people to know Reeva Steenkamp.
Oscar Pistorius has retreated to his uncle's house. Today, there are reports that he is helping to support the Steenkamp family financially, and his friends are still standing by him.
I feel like I've lost two friends because Reeva's obviously passed on and Oscar has lost a lot, as we all know. But he's still going to be the icon, he's still going to be the gold medalist, he's still going to be a superstar in my eyes.
But he may also be a convicted murderer.
That's the sad thing, you know. You have so much going for you and you basically throw it all away.
But the once revered sports star's carbon fiber blades have turned to kryptonite. The Nike ad portraying him as a bullet in the chamber seems to have backfired. Posters of him are being taken down, and even if he is cleared in the end, he will never be the same.
Oscar Pistorius, as we knew him on the track, is no more.
If you want to do something, you put your mind to it, and you want to do it, then you'll get it done.
This story makes it crystal clear that he cannot be that person again.
I'm angry because Oscar has now admitted to shooting Reeva Steenkamp, and I'm absolutely furious that he put himself in a position where he could actually do something like that. I'm angry that he has thrown away an incredible life, shattered the dreams of so many young people who looked up to him as a hero. I'm absolutely livid that Oscar Pistorius should allow himself to be in this situation. He just shouldn't even be in this position.
The trial of Oscar Pistorius is slated to begin this June, but we will continue to bring you all the breaking news as it happens on this story that has captivated the world.